So let's get started. The Dutch East India Company, or the
Hold on, one sec.
Verenigde Oost-Indische Compagnie,
Or VOC for short, was founded by this guy, Johan van Oldenbarnevelt, in the year 1602.
One of history's first massive corporations, the company was originally established to trade spices in the Maluku Islands. As the company grew over the course of its nearly 200-year existence, the VOC came to dominate the spice trade in the East Pacific, establishing a strong foothold in what is now known as Indonesia's capital of Jakarta.
And expanding their trade to include not only spices, but teas, silks, porcelain, sugarcane, and soybeans. The VOC was massive, huge, gargantuan. Think Amazon. For nearly 2 centuries, they were the be-all and end-all of transnational trade.
However, in the still early years of the VOC, it became clear to the Dutch that the discovery of a quicker route from the United Northern Provinces, today known as the Netherlands, to the Pacific would be highly beneficial to the company.
It was recorded that a full round trip from Europe to the Spice Islands and back took about 2 full years to complete. However, it was predicted that the discovery of a Northeast Passage would reduce that voyage to about 6 months.
Not bad.
But honestly, could you imagine waiting 6 months for some cinnamon?
Enter now Henry Hudson, born in England somewhere between 1565 and 1570. Hudson was an accomplished sailor and geographer.
For such a notable historical figure, he's oddly elusive. There are no historical documents detailing Hudson's early life. The first time Hudson ever shows up in any historical document was 1607, just 2 years before his famous voyage and 4 before his death.
In 1607, Hudson had been hired by the Muscovy Company in search of the rumored Northeast Passage to the Pacific. Traditionally, Western European countries like the Netherlands and England were forced to travel south, all the way around Africa in order to reach the Spice Islands.
Desperate to discover and then dominate this theoretical Northeast Passage, the already highly profitable VOC hired Hudson 2 years later in 1609 to locate it. And off he went.
Sailing aboard the Half Moon, or the Half Moon, Hudson set sail on April 4th, 1609.
The plan was simple enough. Sail as far north as possible, sail north over the Russian archipelago Novaya Zemlya, then begin sailing east until he was able to sail to latitude 60, which is actually not possible because, you can't sail directly into China.
So off Hudson goes, sailing on the Half Moon in pursuit of the mighty Pacific and all of its spice goodies, when lo and behold, he runs into ice.
In the Arctic?
Who knew?
Discouraged, Hudson decided to turn the ship around and start sailing west to discover a passage via North America. Landing first in Nova Scotia, Hudson and his men continued sailing southwest, eventually reaching what is now known today to be Cape Cod, and later to be reached the estuary in what is now known to be New York on September 3rd, 1609.
And what did Hudson do? What any sailor would do. He sailed up the river thinking that he had at last located the passage to the Pacific.
Up and up and up he went, trading his own supplies with the native tribes, including the Esopus tribe, and at last reaching Albany. When the river became too shallow to continue sailing, Hudson turned around and decided to head back for Amsterdam, unsuccessful.
Meanwhile, the VOC isn't discouraged. As their trading in the Pacific continues to flourish, the need for the Northeast, or the Northwest, passage grew with every incoming cargo ship. They soon sent Hudson on another unsuccessful journey west, which eventually led to his demise. Sadly, there was no western passage to the Pacific to be had for the VOC at this time. However, impressed by the fur trade, the VOC established a trading foothold in Albany, New York, where Hudson had sailed.
They were met, however, with conflict by the Esopus tribe, whom Hudson had also encountered. This began 2 wars between the Dutch and the Esopus tribe, which resulted in a Dutch victory, which allowed them to claim land in what would later be known as New York State. Flash forward.
Roughly 160 years. This is the first time in history when the river, which Henry Hudson had explored, was actually dubbed the Hudson River. It stuck. Today, the Hudson River is generally known as, well, the Hudson River, all thanks to the man who couldn't find the Pacific Ocean. It's kind of funny when you think about it that such an important body of water was named after this guy who just kind of messed up.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, like, can you really blame them? Like, the Europeans didn't really have that great of an understanding of North America and the geography of it at this point, so I'll give it to him.
But he wasn't even the first person to explore the Hudson River. It was Giovanni de Verrazzano in 1924.
So basically, he wasn't first. He didn't even find the Pacific, which was what he was supposed to do. And this company invested all of this money in him so that they could trade spices in the Maluku Islands faster. And he still gets the river named after him.
Yeah, guess so.
Men. So there you have it, folks. That he may not have reached the Pacific, but he did reach the Hudson. I mean, New York. He reached New York, and that is how Pacific commerce accidentally named the Hudson River, and kind of started